number one then, and number one now.
You're listening to HEFFRON and Reep. HEFFRON and Reep. Rated #1 podcast by the World Podcasting Federation and the Podcast Ranking Association. No, for real. It says it right here.
Everybody, this is the HEFFRON and Reep Show. The HEFFRON and Reep podcast. I think we're celebrating our 15th, 20th anniversary of doing the podcast. Yeah. Hope you're well. If you get a chance, make sure you check out HEFFRONREEP.com. You'll see all our dates where me and John are performing. Various comedy clubs, theaters, arenas, small gatherings, corporate events, birthday parties, patios, pontoon boats. We perform everywhere. And if you want to know where we're performing, you go to HEFFRONREEP.com and you click on us and, you can find out where. We'll even perform in one of those plastic kids' houses, those play sets that the kids have, and you have a little door and you got to open the little door, and then we'll even like crawl into one of those if there's somebody in there who wants to be an audience and you're willing to pay for that. We'll even perform on those. Jon Reep performs all the time on a pogo stick. Not a lot of people realize that, but if you contact Jon Reep and say, hey, what's your pogo stick performing price? Pogo stick performing price. He'll give it to you. He's got one. I have a thing where I perform lacing up rollerblades, but I never actually rollerblade. So I have a time where by the time I get my last rollerblade tied and I do the loop, I say goodnight. I also have a price for that. Make sure you check us out at HEFFRONREEP.com to ask about all that stuff for online. All that kind of stuff. So why keep beating around the bush? I don't even know where that came from, actually. How did that originate? Beating around the bush. I don't know what that means. Let's bring Jon Reep up.
Hey, I was just Googling beating around the bush. Hang on. While I do that, my PPP, my pogo stick performing price is it's a cool 5G. I only do about 5 minutes, and I only talk about hickory, and my head shakes as I'm going up and down. So that's a pretty good price. $5,000 to get you on a pogo stick and do a show. Yeah. I mean, there's costs involved with that. I mean, you can't carry on a pogo stick, so you're gonna have to check that. So that's gonna be about $50. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there's some costs to what you do. A lot of overhead and dangerous. Haven't been on a pogo stick in a long time. I used to have one when I was a kid. Did you ever have a pogo stick? Had a pogo stick, and then it always turned into almost a chess jouster. So I'd hit it, let it bounce up, put the handles like on my chest, so it was sticking straight out, and then you would try to stab whatever kid you were playing with because you didn't think it would hurt because it has a spring on it. Yeah, so you thought this one, right. I think helmets, safety first, elbow pads, kind of world that we're in now. They've gotten better at the pogo stick. Have you seen the newer types of pogo sticks? I got old school, like this super. It'd make that super bad, springy, rusty. Yes. I remember we had an orange one. Did you ever have that thing? Oh, I left it downstairs. Well, for the next one. I found an old wish book from Sears catalog. Remember they send just the Sears catalog. Yeah. It's from 1977 or 76. And I was paging through it last night, and you just saw all the toys, and you saw all the cool pajamas. Wow. Remember, then you'd circle which one you wanted, and then you give that to your parents. Yeah, so pogo stick was in there. I just looked it up. Beating around the bush. The origin of the idiom "beating around the bush" is associated with hunting. In medieval times, hunters hired men to beat the area around bushes with sticks in order to flush out the game covering underneath, whatever they're hunting for. So it's like we're wasting time beating around the bush. Just get in the bush, I guess.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, interesting. My dad, happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Today is Thanksgiving.
Today is.
And,
which means it's going to be the start of all the Hallmark movies.
That's right.
I found this song, dude. Hold on. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Just think about, like, what movie. This would play a little mental thing. Just think, you see like what? Maybe a car pulling up and it's like a wood sign that says whatever hometown. You know what I mean? Like Woodville. And you see big jib shot coming in onto the car, and you see people pushing like strollers and just waving, and then you see somebody who's in like a suit sitting in the back looking out, which was his old neighborhood, and he sees people older, and he waves, and he pulls up to his house, and just then his next door neighbor that he's had a crush on since 6 comes out. And she flicks her hair, and she's as beautiful as normal as she always has been. And then suddenly her husband comes out in a sweater and 4 kids. And he goes up to the house, and it's locked. And he sees a for sale realtor thing on it. And he's like, what the fuck? When we come back, this Zillow love affair thing. Up next on Dropping Houses. I don't know. I bailed on the end there. But
I was there. I was there.
Can get imagery.
Yeah, that's like every. There's the Hallmark Channel, which my mom that's all she watches is Lifetime Hallmark. I am excited for the new Christmas Story film.
Oh, I hope that's good.
I know, me too. Now, technically, there was a part 2 that had other.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
And it's. I mean, that was lightning in a bottle. The first one was lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, right? you can't redo that, even if it's not gonna be the same, even if all the kids are older.
Yeah.
That house was for sale, actually.
I've been to that house.
I'm in Cleveland next week. The house is for sale too. You can buy it. It's unlisted.
Wait, so they're not doing the museum, the tours anymore? They're
selling the house.
Oh wow!
I tagged you on Facebook and said maybe you should buy it.
But someone sent me the Goonies house too. That one's for sale.
That house was for sale, and then a couple years ago, from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Cameron's house where he drove the what was it, Ferrari?
Yeah,
through the window.
That house
down the hill. That house was for sale too.
So wait. Have you been to the Christmas Story house ever?
I've not been, but I'm in Cleveland this weekend. But I really like to see it, but I'm so lazy that I don't know where it is in Cleveland. I
forced myself to go one year by myself, and it was snowing the day I went, which is perfect.
Right.
Did the tour by myself, just walked around, took a bunch of pictures. It's sentimental. My whole family loves it. I mean, everybody loves it, but especially my mom and dad. So I had to go. Glad I did. Of course, with the red hair, I was Farkas the whole time. A lot of people.
Right. He had yellow eyes. Yellow eyes.
Yeah. So, and it snowed that day, and it was beautiful. I got under the sink. You can get in there and get under the sink in the kitchen where Ralphie hid that one time.
Does the inside look? Well, obviously it was just the exterior shot, so they didn't shoot in the house, or did they
They made. You're right. It was they only used the exterior of the house, but they made the inside of the house match what it looked like from the movie. So every room you went to looked exactly like what it did on TV, and they had pictures from behind the scenes shooting and little stories, and they had a tour guide that you could take with you if you wanted a tour guide. And across the street, and they have across the street they put a flag pole, like was at the school. And so you can go across the street where the flagpole is, and there's a gift shop. And you could go in there. I bought the pink Easter Bunny outfit there when I was there. Of course, a lot of souvenirs and stuff like that. But yeah, it is. If you like the movie, if you can rustle up another comedian to go with you, it'd be a good experience.
There we go. I just sent Alan a picture to show you. Yeah, I don't know if it's because I so like looking at that type of stuff now. Like,
when are you in Cleveland, by the way? When are you there?
December 1st through the 3rd.
Plug it. Hilarities?
December 1st through the 3rd at Hilarities. And then 8th through 11, I am in Tampa, Florida. First time going to the Splitter of the Side Splitters in Tampa, Florida with our friend Brent.
I cannot wait to hear your stories after Tampa.
See, it's a whole new thing with me now because I had another little like vertigo thingy the other day.
You did?
Yeah, but I kind of caught it, but it was a thing. So now when I perform, I have this weird, you almost feel like a hurt animal going on stage where you're kind of like, I just don't want this to happen. Not so much even what am I going to say is the thing. So so if I'm getting your vibe correctly and they're very excited to be there and very, they think it's a choose your own adventure and very engaging. That can be work for me. It can be.
It can be. I think sometimes I have just over the years drawn that kind of crowd. That
gotcha.
The same people keep coming back. This one lady, she would make signs that had my punchlines on the signs.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, and so that's over the years. I've been going there for 20 years. I think that's what I've attracted. This is your first time there. I think you're going to attract the kind of people are going to be your fans, but first timers, and they're not going to ruin your night. I don't think so.
Yeah. So and then I'm there. It's one of those shows. You ever think you're only at a club for like 2 days, and then you look at the dates, and you're like, oh, there seems like there's 2 extra dates on there that shouldn't be. And then you go to the club's website, and then you find out you are there Thursday and Sunday.
Yeah, I've done that before.
That's what I happen to hear. I'm like, I'm flying in Friday, leaving Sunday. Or Sunday morning. It's an easy week. And then you look and you go, oh, fuck, there's a Thursday.
You're flying in Wednesday night because you got press on a Thursday and you're going to leave Sunday. And by the time you get that flight, there'll be one left at 8 p.m.
You know who's doing my thing? Well, it's not my thing. I saw, speaking of just doing shows, Todd Barry was at Side Splitters, right? He's there.
Oh, yeah. Greg Fitzsimmons was there, too. Did you see this photo?
No.
Okay. I'm sorry. There's a side-by-side photo of Todd Barry and Greg Fitzsimmons.
Okay.
And Greg Fitzsimmons had a hat and glasses, and Todd Barry did not. And it looked like one of these things is not like the other. Can you find the difference? And it was like, well, yeah, it's the hat and glasses. They look exactly the same.
Todd did it for there, and I've been trying to get my agents and managers to do this, but everybody has an excuse on why I can't. Todd did a 3 o'clock and a 5 o'clock on a Saturday. And then Fitzsimmons must have did the 8 and the 10. But I don't know Todd Barry well, but I reached out to him on Instagram. I'm like, hey, how was those shows? He's like, I love it. I wish I could do more. I'm like, yeah, I've been
3 and a 5 on Fridays and Saturdays.
Just on Saturday, just did 2 shows on a Saturday. That's what comedy clubs. If you're listening, I want to do that. Roll in. I'll even come in Friday to do press. No, I won't. I'll show up. Saturday we'll do a 3 and a 5.
What an honest moment you just had with yourself.
I'm not doing it. I'll do a 3 and a 5, and that fits my in bed by 10 and all the other plans I got. Like, what's the difference?
Okay, here's the problem, right? Not for me, maybe not for you, but a lot of agents and maybe even club owners are afraid that if you do a show from 3 to 5, now they've got the night. Is it okay for them to book another headliner after you? Will that hurt your ego to know that you're not the last guy to perform on a Saturday night?
Here's excuses. No. If Dorfman and Zanies does that all the time. He has a 7 o'clock headliner.
They just started doing it
and a 10 o'clock.
Couple years, yeah.
And it works perfect.
Yeah.
Because he programs it, that way. I have zero problem rolling in. 3's a little early, I think, on a Saturday, because if you have kids, your kids have things to do. Mm-hmm. Or if you go really retirement age, then I guess your kids are all gone and moved away. But I have no problem doing it. It's just convincing the comedy clubs or your agents or managers to do anything different.
Yeah.
Anything different. We're like, no, we get one email from the booker, we send it to you, and you say yes, and then we email it back to them, and then we take your 10% from you.
Right. They don't want to do
that's how it works. Nobody is like, you know what we should do, except for, who, by the way, he said he'd be more than happy to do our podcast, and I was going to email him. He said anytime. I was talking to Bert Kreischer.
Oh, nice.
So Bert said he would do our show. He gave me his email, and I go, well, I know you're busy. I keep seeing it on your private jets. And the funny side note, I know we're all over the place, but we haven't talked to each other in a while. Yeah. Remember when comics used to be like, when you started doing comedy and in comics you saw on TV, they were all broke, right? Broke, out of shape. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of where everything came from.
And that was not just, that was part of their act, or you mean that's just how they were?
Like that. Yeah. Just if you're a comic, you just so I'm broke. I lay on the couch, I smoke pot, and boy, I took the Greyhound here. Everybody ever take a Greyhound? And what I do to save money is ramen noodles. Like everything was from that place. And now you just look at social media, and it's just comics. Hey, we're in a private jet. But it's it's the exact opposite. Here's me doing jiu-jitsu. It's literally like, look how rich we are.
Yeah.
And look how healthy we are.
Yep.
There's a couple of guys that I won't say their names. They're young guys that come on my Instagram feed, and they're yoked. They have like t-shirts on, and you can tell their arms and all their bits are from like a real. You guys ever have like a 4-way? And then the 4-way, and then the one girl farts, right, guys? Did you stay in the group, or do you like get up for a second? And then you're like, no, not one person in the crowd.
No one here's done a 4-way. You've not even done a 4-way. Shut up.
You mean like, you hate it when you're doing pull-ups and you're on your like 90th pull-up, and then you're like, oh man, I should probably do 10 more, and then you text your like supermodel. No. Nobody's taking supermodel girlfriends, and nobody's doing 90.
You guys ever almost OD'd on Alpha Brain? Like your brain works too fast. It's too funny. Yeah, I hate those slight, subtle brags that they do.
What is my substance said? What's the term? And this is where I sound old when I'm trying to use new young people terms. But my new favorite is weird flex, but okay. I don't know why I like that one so much.
Oh yeah.
Alan, did you get that picture?
I've been hearing one. Oh, Gaslight. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. You got all of them.
What?
You got Farkas with the hat on the left. You got the kid who turned into a porn star. You got the little brother. Who's the guy?
Meatloaf.
Yeah.
And then that other kid was a guy who was from The Toy, who was a porn star, who I used to see at Dimples all the time.
Yeah.
There's this karaoke bar in Los Angeles. He was in The Toy. He was a huge child actor. And then I think I saw him driving limos, and then I think he still acts.
Yeah.
And then
he's going to be in the
guy on the right is, what was his name?
Well, Farkas on the far.
And the Toad.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah.
Okay, so wait a second. I know all but one guy, and it's the guy with the red shirt with the glasses on it underneath the
He's the little kid who they wrapped up in a snowmobile suit. He's the brother of
that kid.
Ralphie.
Is?
Yeah. And he was the only one who knew who I was. He was like, "You're on Last Comic Standing, dude. You're hilarious."
Oh, wow. And so where did you take this picture? What event was this?
He just built. Maybe it was years ago. But I still have that shirt. And it looks like I'm 6'7".
Are you on your tiptoes? Probably.
Yeah,
because your arms. I've done this pose too. You put your arms around and they back up, and it's like ow, ow, ow. It hurts because you're not that flexible. So you have to stand up your tippy toes, just so it doesn't hurt. And people think you're trying to look tall. You're like, no, I'm in pain.
Okay, well, you can put it down. But yeah, the Toad was something. That was when you do those. Used to do those morning shows for press.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they always have like they're giving away a dog, and then there's a cook.
Oh yeah.
And then you sit down and they mic you up, and you're literally like, okay, I got these 10 questions for you.
So morning zoo, they get to you at the very end. They give you 5 minutes, and they're not.
Yeah, and then you literally ask the first question. Go, well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Don't forget, John's performing all weekend. Yeah. Thursday through Saturday.
After you drove an hour at 5 a.m.
Woke up. Yeah.
So that was at a radio station somewhere, and those guys were
like a TV station. Yeah,
they were there to promote something.
I think their move, and they're probably still doing it, is they all go and screen the movie at places, and then have like a panel discussion after.
That's great. Well, if I were them, I'd do that too. And I think all of them are going to be in this new sequel.
Yeah,
which I'm excited for because, like we were saying in the very beginning, the second one that did come out, I can't remember the actor's name, but we all know who it is. It was the guy who Home Alone. With Joe Pesci, the other tall guy with Joe Pesci that were the robbers. You know him?
Yeah.
So he played, I think, Ralphie or somebody in the second one, the one that came out. I remember watching it and like, this is trash. But this next one will be with these guys and Ralphie. What do we think? I mean, will it be okay? People are going to want to trash it. They're going to want to trash it.
Well, the other one we've seen... Right? Probably. How many times do you think you've seen Christmas Story? Lifetime. Hundreds?
Okay, let me put a thing on it. So let's say every Christmas for the last 30 years. So that's 30 at least. Multiply that by how it's just on rotation. I'll give it 75.
Yeah, I think I've... Yeah, and then there's that one channel that just whatever plays
TBS,
it nonstop.
TNT, they just
Yeah, I've probably seen a couple hundred, or I don't know.
Yeah,
or watch it through, or at least if you're flipping through channels, if people still do that.
Well, wait a minute.
It's on.
It came out. Alan, can you look this up or somebody? What year did it come out? It was like it came out in the 80s, right? It came out in the mid 80s.
Yeah, and I didn't.
So I watched it every Christmas since it came out.
Yeah, so the original Christmas Story came out in 83.
All right. How many years is that from now? So that's almost...
That's 29. No, 39.
39 years?
Yeah, 39 years.
All right, let's just make it 40. Okay, 40 times... That's at least 40 that I've seen it because it's every Christmas. And then multiply that times another... Yeah, I'd say 100, John. I'm sorry, I made y'all sit through that math. I apologize.
But I wonder. I think the guy who did the narration, right? He passed.
Yeah.
Those type things would make it awesome if it was like the narrator was close to that guy, because it's such a narrated movie.
Yeah, and it's really driven by him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing was his idea. I mean, that actual narrator was a radio guy who would do this in the morning on his show. And over the years, people would hear him talk about his life.
Oh, wow.
He was Ralphie. And so they took his story and made that into the movie. And he's in the movie. He's in line at the waiting on Santa with another family.
Yeah,
so he's got a small cameo. But it's his voice, his story, that they made into the film. And so I'm just now putting that together. That's a great point because the narration drives it. And that guy's got a great voice.
Yeah. He was little orphan Annie was so, come on, what, a cruddy commercial? Remember he's in there? Oh, I could see it. Yeah. What does she want now?
Don't forget to drink your Ovaltine. Ovaltine? a crummy commercial. And then I like when they're standing in line waiting for Santa, that one kid's in front of him. He's got the goggles and that weird hat, and he's like standing there like that. He goes, "I like the Wizard of Oz," and then he's like, "Yeah, cool.
Come on, kid, let's go." I like that part when the lady's voice, like, "Come on, kid, get up here."
Like this. Yeah,
Or
such
just
a great movie.
Or even when he's writing, like, he's, the words have never come out of my brain. Well, you know what I mean? This is pure poetry. Yeah. And he walks up to the teacher and just keeps smiling at her.
No,
I would rather.
To your point, now that guy's no longer with us, they couldn't, they didn't have access to his help. So, I'm scared now. I'm nervous.
I would have liked to have seen, or did they do it, like a movie about making the movie about that guy's story?
That would be good. I'm sure there might be a documentary out there already about that.
Or even like a whatever, an acted out one, whatever those are called. Okay. Biopic.
Yeah.
But then you see them casting, and then you see the whole story and him doing it on the radio.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can get those old those shows, like listen to him originally doing them. Probably, right? Yeah.
I mean, we should dig into that at some point, because that's also the director of the movie went on to direct a couple other funny movies, or maybe he did before this. But the scene where they're out there looking at the leg lamp, he goes, "You should see what it looks like from out here." And the neighbor comes up to him. He's like, "What the hell's that?" He goes, "Oh, can't you see? It's an award." He's like, "I won it." He goes, and the director's line, he goes, "Oh, hell, you say you won it?"
Right.
And that's his only line. But he, as a director who has a cameo in a movie, I think it's one of the best. Better than Quentin Tarantino in Pulp Fiction.
I still can't look at it. I don't have a box, but anytime I look at a box that says fragile, I literally fragile pops in my head. It can never not pop into my head. Anytime I see the word written out, I just go fragile.
It must be Italian. Yes.
I've never.
And the way that Ralphie's hand goes up like that.
Ralphie's. Yeah.
So that's out now. It's out now. Meatloaf.
I do that. Michelle made meatloaf the other day, and I was just meatloaf beef.
That movie's so perfect.
It kind of
and it's out now. I think what I'm going to do, because it's Thanksgiving as this comes out. Full disclosure, John and I, we're not live, even though it might say live in the top left corner. We recorded this on a Wednesday, the 23rd of November. It's coming out Thanksgiving Day. So, full disclosure, it's not actually Thanksgiving. So I think today, on Thanksgiving Day, my plan is to go visit my dad, who's still in the skilled nursing facility. He had a stroke on Thanksgiving Day 4 years ago. So that's a weird, bittersweet time. But I think I'm going to go up there with him. I got an Amazon Fire Stick, and we're going to watch the new Christmas Story together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's what I'll do. And then we'll have our other Thanksgiving on Friday.
Nice.
Yeah.
I messed up. I don't know. I don't think it's messed up. You know how I didn't forget my anniversary, right?
You did or did not?
Did not forget it.
Okay. Good.
But I was a day early. So is that almost like forgetting it and saying something the day after? Because I think.
Wait a minute. Did you mean to be a day early, or are you just like?
No, because here's how dumb I am.
You were off a day.
We got married Wednesday night, the day before Thanksgiving, a year ago. Right?
That's right.
My brain thought today. See, I forgot that Thanksgiving is not on the, right. It's the
Thursday.
It's a Thursday, but they
always
changes.
Make it a Thursday. Yeah, but the date changes. That's what got you.
That's what. So I thought, okay, I can always remember this. It's always the day before Thanksgiving. Right. So I was going on night before Thanksgiving is when our anniversary is. So I did a nice little post. I texted her, and then she goes, "Oh, that was so loving. It's tomorrow, right?" And I'm like, "Well, no, tomorrow's Thanksgiving." And then I looked. We had a wood board made that said Michelle and John, and then it said, November 24th. I'm like, oh. So I was a day early. So that's actually wrong. If I was taking a test, right, and I had to write a date down, when did this happen? You would, if you were a teacher, have to mark it incorrect. And if it was pass fail,
ladies, I mean, guys who are watching this, who are planning on getting married in the future, that's tricky. Don't do it. Don't do it around Thanksgiving if you're gonna. That's tough. I feel like you should still get credit for this. Like you shouldn't get.
We have a big weekend planned. We got a bed and breakfast, so I'm gonna, you know what I mean. I'll get the. But it was just like it was a number error.
Just tell you were so excited you couldn't wait, and of course you remembered. But this is like moving forward. We're always gonna celebrate it 3 or 4 days out, and then next year do it 2 days before. The next year after that, do it 4 days before. So by the time you're 5 years in, you got the whole month of November that you celebrate.
Yeah. I mean, there's people who forget. So
what are your plans for Thanksgiving Day?
So Thanksgiving Day, we have a bed and breakfast up north in Michigan, and we bought a microwavable turkey breast that comes with gravy. Okay. We have microwave mashed potatoes. Mm-hmm. We have corn and Hawaiian rolls, and we can prepare that entire meal in probably under 6 minutes.
Wow.
And have a full Thanksgiving meal just at our house here, and then we'll go up north.
No family, no Airbnb.
Yeah, we perform there. It's kind of where. Remember when we were on the beach? We went to the beach in Michigan. Yeah. It's kind of in that area.
So you got an Airbnb there, and that's where you're just gonna celebrate or just be together for the weekend.
Yeah, for the week. Yeah, then go do some shows, and then I'm off for a chunk.
Good. Yeah. So
because I gotta get my ear thing, because my vertigo thing is still a thing, and every time I fly, it's a thing. Like a couple days after, I feel it. So it's a huge pain in the ass. Huge pain in the ass.
Are you gonna watch? Because the Detroit Lions always play on Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Do you make that part of your being from Michigan and all?
Back in the old days, when there were more family and your cousins came over. You know how you have those things when like bazillion people show up at your house, and then people kind of get older and stuff. Back then, that was part of Michigan tradition. You would eat, you'd watch that, and then everybody would fall asleep on the couch. Yeah. And there'd be like 3 people cleaning, and those 3 people were just resentful. You know what I mean? The entire time.
And then make the most noise possible.
Clang, clang. Yeah. Also, have we had this? If you're making Thanksgiving, or you might even be already had it by the time you watch this. But if you're somehow watching this or hear this, and there's still people at your house, whoever brought the Jell-O with fruit in it, whoever made Jell-O with stuff in the Jell-O, hand them the entire thing back. And then when you go, you don't want us to leave some? Go, no, this was you made a horrible dish.
Yeah, no one wants this.
And then just hand it to them and walk away.
I haven't seen that in a while. I think, luckily, in my side of my family, I think we just sort of quit. There was like one person who may have brought it one time 10 years ago, and they just learned pretty quick that's not going to happen.
It's gross though. Like even if you put something in Jell-O that is good, I still.
Yeah, I have a question.
I have a hard time. I don't know why.
I talked about this a little bit on Country-ish, but I want to get your thoughts. Cranberries.
I'm up.
Tell me why.
I don't like the certain noises gross me out. So this is gonna be a long-winded thing. So when I was a kid, we had a dog, and that dog only ate wet dog food. And to this day, I think wet dog food is disgusting. Right? All my dogs that I've ever had, I have kibble, but I would put hot water in the kibble so that way they get some water. Because a lot of people don't realize, it's hot water and it kind of makes a little gravy for them. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
It's easier to digest. They're not digesting, basically just, crackers. Yeah. But we had this dog that we had to give Alpo to.
Okay.
So you'd have to open the can. But when you open the can, the smell that's going to come out of that can is disgusting. So then you do this thing like that. And without even I'll let everybody listening just imagine the noise of just when it drops out of the can. That
it's like this weird sucking, drooping.
It's
It's
so
I understand that.
So to me, anytime I see, unless somebody makes fresh cranberries, but I'm not that cultured, so I've only seen it come out of a can, and it still looks like it's a can because it has the ridges. I get grossed out. And
so that stems from the dog food out. Now, before that, age 6 or 7?
That's when I was out. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Or stuffing. I don't do stuffing either.
Okay. What's wrong with
that? There's too many things in it. I think it tastes gross. Yeah.
What I mean, to you, what is in it? People make it different ways, but
if you were to give me a $10 for every item that I think is in stuffing, you probably in that I got right, you'd probably save all your money. Yeah. I don't know what's in stuffing. I literally don't know.
It's called stuffing, so it's supposed to be inside of the turkey, and that's how it's cooked. But then some people make it on its own outside of the turkey in a pan.
I don't know what's in
stuffing. You're supposed to stuff it, right?
Why is that necessary? Like, why? Because you're going to cut the turkey anyway, and if you have turkey breast,
I think it was people just being efficient. We got one oven, we got all these dishes. How can we cook two things at one time?
Then why not stuff the turkey then? Is that their origin story of stuffing? Why not put mashed potatoes in there?
Right. That's what. For the first time, Jody and I are going to be cooking a turkey. Okay. And we have had this conversation. What do we put in there? Now, I've made roasted chicken before, whole roasted chicken. Have you done this?
I've bought it from the grocery store that comes prepackaged in the thing.
Yeah.
I've never made it.
You got no problem with that, right? Mm-mm. Yeah. So I've made it before, and it's good to put something that would keep it juicy in there, like a fruit, like stuff a lemon up in there, stuff an orange, or something that's
butter. No.
100%. I would put a stick of butter in there. It's great. Brine it and all that stuff. But I don't know how do you do the turkey? Is it the same way, but just on a larger scale? But I believe stuffing was originally made inside of the turkey. My thing with cranberry, I have never understood. And I know you have a delicate palate. You only like certain things.
Right.
But you don't mix food typically, do you? You don't like them touching?
I'm old school TV dinner style. Everything's
going to be on its own. Yeah.
Except for a Thanksgiving meal.
Okay. Here we go. This is leading to my point. Continue.
Then I'm okay with everything kind of, if I have my turkey breast, my brown gravy, my white mashed potatoes in a roll, but that's all I have, all mixed in, I have no problem or corn.
That's what I'm thinking. Thanksgiving dinner might be the only dinner where guys like you who don't want their food touched, it's acceptable to take that fork, get that turkey, graze it past the mashed potatoes, get a little bit on the left side, come over here, get a little bit of the green bean juice or the corn juice, and then sop it up in a roll. And like, it's all acceptable on Thanksgiving, but not many other times do people do that. But my bigger point about cranberry is this. Cranberry is a fruit, right?
Yeah.
And when you think of a fruit, typically, because it's sweet, maybe you think, that's a dessert, right? I don't know how cranberry got itself into the main course as part of the meal and not a dessert. How did this happen? Why did cranberry become the one fruit? I mean, it could have been raspberry. It could have been blueberry. Yeah. Why did we go with cranberry?
I don't know. And then if you're not careful, people will spoon up the cranberry and throw it on top of your gravy and your turkey. I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
And then you're like, why would you put jelly on top of my...
That's what it is.
Turkey?
It's jelly.
Yeah. It's disgusting.
How did jelly make it as the main course on the plate for Thanksgiving? You know, I've never understood that. And why do people do love the can of cranberry that just comes out? I mean, it's basically like Welch's grape jelly.
Yeah. Well, have you ever had, when I did radio with Danny Bonaducci 100 years ago, he would make turducken.
Yeah.
Which
I only know that because of John Madden football.
Yeah, so turkey, and then you shove a chicken in there.
And then a Cornish hen or something.
Duck or something.
Pigeon or something.
And you cook it up.
It's a duck, yeah.
But I don't know why everything has to be jammed up there. Like why, again, with stuffing, why does it have to go? And
yeah.
I don't know.
Why are we so obsessed with stuffing stuff inside the cavity of a bird? Is it because we're thinking there's a space there? It's empty. We got to be putting something in there. It could be. Is it based on efficiency?
I don't. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think,
maybe you have like a ball that has some type of seasoning, right?
Here we go.
Right, and then you stick that ball in there, and then
here we go.
In the ball, imagine this. So now you have a ball. Imagine in the hole of the ball. Follow me. There's plastic. It's a plastic bag. So the outside is seasoning, so it gets into the turkey. And then when you're done, you pull out the plastic bag and you cover up the turkey and you seal it and you can toss it. Okay, I lost you on that.
Hang on. So we're putting a ball, a bag type ball inside of the turkey with the seasoning on it and some gravy stuff, maybe.
Yeah, and the thing. But in the middle of that ball is a heat-resistant bag where you pull out, and then you can throw the... that was my job.
So like when you're done eating it...
You're done eating it.
All right, so you skip the eating part.
Yeah.
Gotcha. When you're done eating it...
When it's just laying there in its carcass... or
I like that. That's very efficient.
Yeah, because I hated throwing that away because that was you had to clean up, and I was little, and I was always afraid I was going to spill the turkey with all the gross juice that's in the...
Yeah,
you know what I mean? After everybody's picked away at it, and it's just like the bird carcass with a little bit of,
I like that. I want us to invent. Let's spend 5 minutes on this, maybe. Invent the perfect thing to stuff in the turkey. Now you combined the throwaway bag and the ball at the same time, which I wasn't ready for that. I'm still focused on the ball.
All right, let me try that.
What's part of the ball? Okay. Is it just one ball? Or maybe we sell these balls, John. It's like, this is what you stuff in your turkey to have the perfect Bojangles style turkey, the perfect rosemary.
Almost like a Keurig K-cup for turkey.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so you get the thing like, hey, do you want this to be Cajun, or do you want this to taste hickory, or do you want this to be mesquite? Is that even how you say that word?
yeah, mesquite.
And then you have the K-cups in there, and you just jam it in there, and then it goes.
TurK-Cups.
I'm gonna buy that website.
Write that down. TurK-Cups.
I lost my sound effect of typing. Yeah,
but it's got to be something. Maybe it starts in the freezer, right? So it's a frozen ball of something, so that it will slowly. You don't want to get in. Yeah,
you go bourbon ice cubes. I have an ice cube maker that.
Oh yeah. Local.
So you just have That's all you do with that. Maybe the little packets you pour in there. You make it yourself. Makes the ball.
And I'm saying go ahead and put some gravy up in there. You go ahead and put all the spices you want.
And you just...
Yeah. TurK-Cups. I'm down with this. Okay, did you buy that website?
Okay. I was already figuring out figuring out the music for our commercial. Yeah, Alan, if you could buy the website for us, we'll start our thing. We should do Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, just for inventions. People invest in the ideas. That's what you're investing in. We don't do anything else.
Yeah. we'll do that. All it is seasoning, frozen.
Gravy, frozen seasoning within a maybe it's a biodegradable or a slow dissolving. People are going to start saying, "Well, I don't want that plastic in my turkey."
The things you take, like whatever you take your supplements in, like those little plastic pills.
Those little plastic shell pill thingies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it looks like. It's a giant. It looks like a suppository, dude. Yes. And you're jamming it. It's a TurK-Cup that goes like a suppository in an anus, but it's going into the turkey's cavity, and it just dissolves as you cook it, and it's like you don't have to do anything. You don't have to pull anything out. Maybe there's some mesh to hold the turkey up. I don't know. Like I don't want a transvaginal mesh, but there's got to be something like that.
Yeah, dude. Have it just disintegrate. I don't know what happens with those little pills when you take a vitamin. Your body what happens to them? I don't even know what they're made out of. You make it out of the same stuff.
So we're gonna make a turkey.
And then we have it time released. Right? Like a pill. Yeah. Where it's time released.
Yeah.
And then
it depends on what you want. You want fast acting or do you want long lasting?
And then you have the TurK-Cup PM, which is a little bit more melatonin and whatever's in turkey.
Tryptophan.
So it has extra tryptophan. And then
that's good.
And then you have your turkey PM, and then you eat that, and then everybody's out. Dude, why is that not like that?
Make some NyQuil chicken.
Right? That should be a thing. TurK-Cups.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Let's. Damn it! That's good.
That is good.
Now I want it.
I wish either of us knew how to cook, and if we were live, this is where it would help. Where if that scientifically would work,
right?
Where would that juice? Well, all that juice go?
Mm-hmm.
Would it fall into the bottom part of the turkey, or will it be up into the chest cavities so you get it?
So all right, I believe when you make a turkey,
do they make stuffing in the mesh bag like you just said, or people just already do that?
Maybe.
I like the idea of a pill.
Yeah,
a flavor pill.
Suppository type thing.
Yeah.
But now you're making a good point. Is it only going to keep the bottom part moist? I think when things I guess if you're cooking it from underneath as opposed to above it, like when you cook a turkey, I'm getting excited. When you cook a turkey,
more Pennsylvania eat, please.
But that's from underneath, right? It doesn't get broiled from the top, right? Or is it just underneath?
I wish I knew somebody who could.
We need a cook on the show.
Well, but it then go into the water, the juice that you then would. I always see people with the turkey baster pouring it, so you are getting if it comes through there, and it comes in one big package with one big pill.
Yes, and maybe a blanket. And a blanket that you could put on top of it that's also with the shell, and you just lay it on top. And so you've got one pill in, and you got the blanket on top, and that blanket will slowly dissolve as the pill's dissolving within.
So the blanket is kind of like a seaweed wrap. I've never eaten it, but I've seen them, that like seaweed stuff.
Yeah.
You find a way to make the seasoning do that, whatever that is.
Uh-huh.
And you just lay it in. You put the turkey to bed. You shove the pill up its butt. And you decide if you want the PM turkey. Or maybe you want a little bit of a turkey with oomph so you can get the caffeinated.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then, so here's what needs to be invented is a pan that you put this turkey in, on, around. And it's got moving parts. It's mechanical pan. And there are tubes that will you've seen these fudge fountains where it's stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's like the juice as it's getting cooked, is being siphoned from underneath and coming and being spilled on top constantly.
Like a cat. I used to have cat bowls that would do that with the water to keep the water not stagnant.
Okay.
It would do that to keep the water moving.
Is there a way to invent a pan that could do that and withstand the heat of an oven at the same time? That's where we need to. That's where we need you at home, watching this right now instead of ignoring your family. Happy Thanksgiving to you, but leave it down here in the comments section. Are you a chef? Do you know things about heat and pans and alloys? Leave it in the comments section. Right, John?
Yeah, then we gotta make sure fentanyl doesn't find its way into the turkey pill. Right. Every time you turn the news, it's fine. I bought again. I want. Speaking of pans, I don't think maybe next week I'll show you. I bought a pizza thing. Okay, it's a Tupperware that looks like a slice of pizza, and it's like an accordion. You can click it down or you can click it up. But it's rubber.
Okay. Is it a triangle shaped?
It looks like a triangle pizza. You can put an entire pizza into this thing, so you don't have that full box in your refrigerator.
Are the pizza slices touching each other?
Yeah, they're all just stacked.
It's just right on top of each other.
But it fits a full pizza.
That's
stick it
pretty
right
cool.
in your refrigerator. Yeah. Yeah.
Where did you find this thing?
Just online. Yeah.
Man, you can find anything now.
Yeah. I'll show you next. We'll do like a Christmas show and tell, or a list of gift ideas.
I like that. I saw. Are you a hot dog guy? I can't remember if you were. Okay, I saw a hot dog slicer. It wasn't like for you to slice. It made a perfect little holes in it so that it would, when you cooked it on the grill, you could, and then when you put condiments on it, it would soak it up more. And it was like a little roller. You just rolled it on there, and it's kind of like a meat grinder that you roll. And it's just.
I thought you were going to say the a hot dog toaster. I have one of those too. I
had one. It's not great. Have you had one?
What about? No, I didn't buy one. What about hot dogs in a turkey? That'd be gross.
Well, you get turkey dogs. It's just more turkey. That's if you want more turkey, that's what you do. Forget these other fowls. Stick with the turkey. Get a bunch of turkey hot dogs, or frozen. So it slowly goes. Frozen turkey sausage, which has other stuff up in it. Yeah. Cram that in there. Yeah. I can't wait.
I still don't know what's in stuffing.
All right. Do you want me to Google it?
Yes.
Plug something. I'll go Google it.
Okay, 1 second, everybody. Let's do
stuffing.
Is this done playing?
You enjoy the Heffron and Reep podcast. Now go and see them live. It's really super awesome. And here's the reason why. You've seen them on TV and even in the movies. Yeah, they really are so good. They can even afford this song. Check out the tour dates at Heffron and Reep.
That's an old one.
Good.
Found that one on the hard drive.
Dude, I'm loving it. Your equipment's hooked up now. For people who've been listening to the show for years, notoriously, John's like, it's not working. But
watch this. Let's see if you have to go to the bathroom.
Everything's working now.
I don't know. Let's see. You have to go to the bathroom.
Heffron and Reep will be right back.
I'm just addicted to it.
Oh, yeah.
Just all around cool. They're awesome. Number 1.
There you go.
So I also found this one.
Moving on.
Well, here's what's in stuffing. Celery, onions are cooked with butter and seasonings, all tossed with dried bread cubes and broth, and then topped with butter and baked until hot and golden. That's
Celery's disgusting.
It's croutons.
Croutons
is what it is.
It's gross celery. Like if you want to just throw croutons in there, that's fine.
So if you had to eat that, would you just take out the celery? I know are you okay with onions?
Nope.
All right, so no celery for you. No, you even eat croutons?
I eat croutons, but the other stuff I would. That's why I like to handle my own plate at Thanksgiving. Yeah. I remember one Thanksgiving where people like made the plate for you. It's like, no, that's not.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's an art when they go, okay, everybody, let's eat. There's kind of this art of getting in line to get your Thanksgiving food at your own house.
Mm-hmm.
I have relatives that get a little too touchy-feely with the food that other people are about to eat, and it disgusts me. Like I saw somebody unnamed grab like a biscuit, and they moved the biscuits, and then got one that was less burnt or whatever.
Right, and all you can think is like
you just touched 4 biscuits now.
Yeah.
Like,
what's your favorite kind of biscuit? No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to distract, but
favorite biscuit.
I mean, like if you do, is the ones that like I don't know, like the Poppet, like the Pillsbury or Hungry Jack
ones that are a little flaky. That's my favorite.
That's what I told my mom to get this year. Get the flaky kind. We haven't had the flaky kind in forever.
Flaky kind of good.
Yeah,
you can't do mass. You can't feed a lot of people with them because they're pricey in their thing. But for us, I got the Hawaiian rolls.
Yeah, Hawaiian rolls staple in the Reep household. We've always had Hawaiian rolls. And they're fine, but they're just kind of basic. But they're good for acting as a sponge. They're very good at sopping up the juices and stuff like that, you know?
I'm going to show you. I'm going to scroll while we're talking. I got to find it. It's from 100 years ago. It's on my Instagram. I'm going to show you. I had one job at my buddy Joel's house, but it's going to take a moment. So I'm just going to kind of scroll and never.
Will you want me to plug something while you do it?
No, it might take a while, or plug whatever you want.
All right. Well, listen, I got some tour dates coming up as well. I'm going to be, I fly back to Los Angeles on the 6th of December. I got to go back and film another scene of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah. And then from there, see, I didn't even need to say that because there's no tickets you don't have to buy for that. That's just me bragging. That's right. That's a perfect way of saying weird flex, but okay. And then from there I will be performing at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club in Las Vegas, December 8th through 11th. Some come see me there. Now, let me see that picture.
No, I found one of Pigs in a Blanket. I'm still looking for the one I want to show.
Blanket's great.
You're at Jimmy Kimmel's. I used to be there all the time.
Never been. I've never been.
Listen, are we talking pre-COVID or now? It's so fun because it's not in a casino, so people have to find it, and you're not getting casino people to show up.
That's cool.
Casino people are fine in performing at casino, but people are they want to see a show.
Yeah.
And then the theater itself, you feel like you're in a theater. It's big.
Oh, it's a theater. Okay, good. It's
a club, but you from the stage, it'll feel like you're in a theater. The stage is that big. And the green room's packed full of. It's super. We're gonna love it.
That's great.
I haven't been in there in quite some time.
Well, I had a gig on the books with them, and then that's the next week was when COVID really hit hard, and I thought, well, that's never happening again.
I was going to do residency there, believe it or not. This is years ago. I was going to perform every Monday through Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And their whole deal was they were going to book it towards like corporate events because there's a lot of corporate events pre-COVID that would be in Vegas, not on the weekends.
Yeah,
like literally like during the week.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going to use that as like a selling point.
Yeah.
Like to all these corporate. Oh, by the way, then we have a private show for you guys over at Jimmy Kimmel's. And then I was just the guy that so they weren't going to see me. Do you want me
That's
to?
Perfect,
okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna send it to Alan. Okay, instead of holding it up on my phone.
Send it to Alan.
Not seen this picture.
Where do they put you up at Kimmel's Comedy Club? I mean, is it a casino?
There's a casino, but not a. I forgot what old. It's like a boutique. It used to be a really old hotel, and then they just get cool.
But do they give you like a crazy suite or anything, or is it just your standard hotel room?
I don't remember.
Right.
I don't remember. I remember not thinking. You know what I mean? It wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
It's right
So
where the zip
John
line
Heffron-
is.
Dude, I've
US
not been to Vegas in 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last time I was in Vegas was when me and you did SEMA. It's been that long.
Oh. That might have been. Yeah, that was the last time I was in Vegas. Except driving through it, moving out of Los Angeles. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
So yeah.
So I'm sure it's changed a lot because it's always changing. They're always adding and doing construction. So,
and what's changed is you. We're older. I can't remember. You used to be excited if you were to go to Vegas. I would literally. I would have the same thing if you were you're going to Erie, Vegas. I would be like, can I not go to a Sunday show? You know what I mean? Can I do?
It's those destinations like that where it's like going to be fun. You're going to be in New York City. You're going to be in LA.
Yeah.
You're going to be in Vegas. You go you get excited because that's the 21-year-old in you going like, yeah. And then the 50-year-old goes like, really? You're just going to go down there by yourself and sit at a blackjack table? Just sit there? Throw your money away?
The picture that I sent Alan, it was just me and my best friend Joel was having a lot of people, his family at his house. So I got there and, they told me what to bring. And then his wife, Chris goes, hey, can you, take care of these? And everyone's got their own jobs. And I had one job.
Okay.
So I don't know if Alan has the picture, might not have it yet.
Oh, you made croutons for the stuffing. Oh my gosh,
dude!
Wow.
Yeah, I pulled that out of there, and I didn't have backup rolls. Like, do you buy extra in case you messed up? Right?
Oh,
I burnt every one like that.
So for those of you just listening, John is showing us a picture of a whole pan of Hawaiian rolls that he put in the oven.
I mean, that looks like
black as black can be on the top. So here's what this tells me. You put the oven on full blast just because you thought, well, that'd be quicker. And then you put it in there, and then you got ADD'd out, did something else. And we're like, holy shit. And then you grabbed them. You're like, well,
it's, if you're watching at home, it kind of, imagine if you're roasting marshmallows and it just goes south on you and it's completely on fire and it's completely black, or bits of charcoal.
Yeah. It looks like John put little bits of charcoal on top of a Hawaiian roll. That's what it looks like.
I think we had to rip off the tops.
Now, here's the thing. You could salvage this, honestly. If you take a knife and just cut off that top part.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit of work.
Yeah, we tried, and his wife was, side-eyeing me. She was not. I had one job. That's if you had one cooking job on Thanksgiving, the rolls to me would be he's like too big to fail.
Yeah, all we have to do is warm them up. John blasted it. That's great. Well, that's a good way to go out. Don't overheat your biscuits and your, Hawaiian rolls. We hope that you are having or had a great Thanksgiving. We hope that you will check out HEFFRONREEP.com and join our Patreon page. Throw some money in the old tip jar. That's always good. Or go to Apple Podcast and write us a nice review and give us 5 stars. And that will help the algorithms and whatnots.
Also, let's do this. When's Cyber Monday? That's probably when people will be online buying stuff. So officially in holiday season, if you happen to be on Amazon, don't forget to check out my Grandma Makes series, children's books. We got our first bad review of these books recently. They said the artwork was good. The story was not what I expected. And to you, lady, who gave us 4 or 3 out of 5 stars, it's a fucking kid's book about chocolate chip cookies. What story, what plot twist did you need?
Yeah, was the child upset?
Yeah,
it's not for adults. Clearly, an adult wrote this, and so unless a kid wrote it, I wouldn't consider that a real honest review.
The artwork was okay, but the story's not what I expected. What?
Yeah,
What,
the character development wasn't there. I wasn't feeling the mom on this one. Yeah, interesting.
So, or go to Amazon and write us some good reviews. Buy the book, though. We're very proud of it.
Yeah.
And then
that is correct. And a year from now, we'll be on a cruise ship, the Sea Amigos cruise. It's a good time to go ahead and put a deposit down. I think just $250 per person will secure your spot on the cruise. Comedy, karaoke, podcasting, meeting and greeting. Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas. You can get tickets, johnreep.com/cruise. Mm-hmm. Bada bing, bada booze. Yeah. You gonna have some red wine with that turkey, John?
Well, what is this? No.
Oh, I like that one.
That was like Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Might have some red wine. I don't. Yeah. What was my vertigo thing? Like it's a thing going on right now.
Yeah. Well, be careful. Be careful.
Not be wobbly.
Yeah.
Or I don't move quick is my thing.
Yeah.
Like, so if someone goes, "Hey, look," I have to literally go. Huh. So it's like that. Yeah. I got him again. Anyway, so wait. Okay, we were all so good leaving, and then so let's do that again. Okay, here we go. All right, everybody, that is it. This is our second goodbye. It's just like Thanksgiving when people say,
"Yeah,
hey, I got to get going," and you're stuck holding the food. You're like, "Okay," and then it's a half hour later, and then someone's like, "We got to go." Someone wants to go to her friend's house. She's not going to her friend's house. It's Thanksgiving. She didn't do her homework last week. She's like, "Mom, why can't I stay the night at Sharon's house?" Because we said they're going to have their friends over. It's Thanksgiving. You're going to spend time. Well, what? This sucks. So, I don't know. Everybody, Merry Thanksgiving. Happy holidays.
We love you. Soon. Bicycle.